Hello my beautiful fragrance family, Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification. And I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews, that $40-ish and $100 range, and most of these are way less than that. And a good number of these you can pick up at your local rack stores. And the one I got today, I didn't even know I was looking for this fragrance, but I seen it at my local Marshall's for $14.99, so I couldn't really pass that up. Eau de Parfum concentration of Dunhill Drivin. It's a 2-ounce bottle, so I'm starting to come down with something, I think, and I wanted to do a first impressions on this, and I figured I better do it now, or I might not be able to do it at all tomorrow. So without further ado, let's get into this thing and see what it smells like. I really don't know much about this fragrance at all. I did begin to pull up the notes, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to see for myself what this smells like without any kind of influence whatsoever. Let's see. Is it a tricky box? Nope. Ease it open. Standard. Oh, the cap isn't what I expected. I did not think that it was going to be like, looks like a gear or something. Kind of reminds me of this one. 50 cent. A little bit. 50 cent power. Kind of. So pretty much solid black, a little bit of a gradient thing. Pretty hefty bottle. Lid clicks nicely. It's like it's just a big plastic gear. It says Dunhill on the top. And the atomizer squirts out a decent amount. That reminds me of something. It kind of reminds me of Guess Seductive Red. In the air. It reminds me of Guess Seductive Red a little bit. That's what it's like on skin. This is a little bit sweeter and not as abrasive on the spices. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Guess Seductive Red, but a little bit more ironed, a little smoother. So if you don't know what Guess Seductive Red smells like, this has like, there's a sweetness coming from somewhere. It's got like an amber sweetness with a lot of spices. I don't know if it's nutmeg or cinnamon, but there's definitely some kind of warm spiciness, sweetness, like some fruits. Not sure what kind of fruit, but there's a warm, spicy, sweet, earthy thing. So that's just the initial, this is a cooler weather fragrance. Initially, that's what I'm gathering from this. This is a cooler, warmer, somewhat spicy, sweet fragrance. It's quite pleasing. It's quite nice. Not at all what I was expecting. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know anything about this fragrance, but I'll tell you, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting something a little bit darker. I mean, this would work fine for the evening, but it's not, it's got enough of a pop. This has a bit more of a pop than I would think. It's not quite as dense as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, that's my initial assessment, is a warm, spicy, amber, some kind of fruits, and like a dry woodiness, like vetiver or something like that. Maybe mossy. There's some kind of an earthiness, and I can't quite pinpoint it. Maybe in the dry down I'll be able to pinpoint it a little bit better. So I'm gonna stop recording and check back in about 30 minutes. So it's been about 20 minutes since my initial blast with this thing on my hand, and my assessment with this thing, I'm an idiot, with this thing being a gear, like looking and feeling like a gear in my hand, is, first of all, the thing is called Drivin, right? And second of all, on the box I thought this was like zebra stripes or something, but upon closer inspection, clearly a bunch of gears. So I was right there. As far as the smell goes, I did pull up some of the notes, and the fruit thing I was smelling, I think, was the red apple and the plum. And I can't really pick one out more than the other. Maybe it's because I got this stuffy thing going on. That's why I didn't pick out the citruses on the initial blast. Got the opening here, dry down here, and now that I read that, clearly there are some citruses, but I failed to point that out. And like I said, I'm gonna blame it on the cold. that's like my wild card. But as far as that, everything else I said was pretty accurate as far as this being a warm, spicy. There's like cinnamon, there's a sweetness, there's the amber, vanilla, the earthy thing I think is coming from the cedar, because there's cedar wood in here. So, and people were saying that this reminded them of Guess Seductive Red. Also, the reason why this didn't come to my mind is because I don't have it in my collection, but now that I read it, yes, it does smell like Hugo Boss bottled the Eau de Parfum. That's like smoother though. This is a little sharper, I feel like. To me, it just reminds me of Guess Seductive Red. Now, the performance, I can't tell you because it's only been 20 minutes, but I can say that it is pumping off my hand pretty decent, so I feel like this will be a good performing fragrance. This is good for the cool weather. I think that this might lean slightly more mature than it is youthful, even though it has that sweetness going on. It's still got kind of the serious note with the spicy and the woody and that kind of thing happening with it. The quality is not too bad. It's not like some high quality thing. It definitely smells synthetic, but it isn't too bad. It smells pretty good. Overall rating for right now, if this is an average performing fragrance, I'll give it a 5.5. If it's more than average, then I'll give it a 6, which there's a good chance that it will be. So that's a good rating. That's a solid rating. What that means is this isn't something that you need to hunt for, but if you do see it at the rack store for this price, wherever the world it is. Anyhow, that's crazy. Because, oh, it's probably on the plastic, duh. See, I'm like crazy right now. But anyhow, it was $14.99 for this 2-ounce bottle. So if you see it for that, and you like spicy fragrances that are semi-sweet, go ahead and check this one out, because it's nice. I would definitely put it in my rotation. I'll be wearing this thing, there's no doubt about that. It doesn't change too much from the opening to the dry down. It just doesn't have that bright citrus up top. Everything else, the spiciness might have gotten a touch. It might have gotten bumped up just a touch, but that's it. It pretty much stayed the same. It didn't morph a whole lot. 2 or 3 hours down the road, I can't tell you if it's going to morph, but it doesn't seem like it will. If anything, I feel like some dustiness might come out of this thing. A little bit of dustiness, maybe. That's the only, that's what my prediction is a little bit more woods and dusty type of thing changing. That's about it. So, nice little fragrance. Glad I picked it up. I'll be wearing it. And that's my first impressions on Dunhill's Drivin. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. And until next time.